This is Josiah Plays Alpha Protocol. Let's do some weapons orientation. Marksmanship orientation. At the gray box.
Hello? Anybody shooting in here?
Agent Thorton. Hello.
Hey. Hey, you're the one I spoke to when I woke up in the medical bay. Glad that wasn't a hallucination.
It may have been. Do you remember my name? Or do I need to write it down for you?
You're Mina Tang, the weapons specialist.
You've heard of me already.
I like to know the names of everyone around here who carries firearms, other than the guards. It's a quirk I have.
I see. But let's get down to the task at hand. I'm here to run you through the weapons training and test your accuracy.
Any parameters to this test, and what firearms do you supply?
Assault rifle, pistol, submachine guns. The works.
Shotgun?
That too. For the close quarter exercise.
Any special ammo?
You're thorough.
It's why I was recruited, and it's also why I'm alive today. Now, are we using special ammo or not?
Not for this exercise.
Fine. We ready?
Just head through the door to the firing range, and I'll keep in contact with you over the earpiece. Head over to the table, get your weapons, and we can begin.
Fucking, he's kind of a
standard
dick.
field agent
I'm
package includes a
veteran
pistol,
sometimes.
SMG, shotgun, and assault rifle. Each has its strengths and weaknesses. Let's
No,
start with the
pistol
pistol.
is amazing and all the other weapons suck. That's what you meant to say.
Equip the pistol, then aim down range and take some shots at the target.
Getting those crits.
Good aim. Now, steady your aim for a few seconds. Then fire. Precision shots can take down a target quickly. Now, let's move on to the submachine gun. Now let's empty the clip. Let you get a feel for the recoil. Now take cover. Still using cover, take some shots at the target. Accuracy's terrible while firing blind, but it can get the job done, eventually. Now try popping out and focusing your aim. You can use cover to your advantage here. I've unlocked the door to the tactical range on your right. Let's see how you do against some moving targets.
Moving targets, shit's getting exciting.
Now, with the pistol, you'll want to be patient and attack when targets get close. Good.
I'm probably taking too long waiting for these
Now for the shotgun.
crits, but
Holding the trigger steady and firing can knock down even heavily armored targets. Good. Next. Now for your submachine guns. If you're trapped in close quarters with multiple opponents, the SMGs can help clear the room quickly. Not subtle or quiet, but... And that's enough. For long-range encounters, the assault rifle's the key. It's accurate, powerful. Just be sure to line up your shots carefully. Watch for attackers from above. They may be out of reach, but not rifle range. That's it. Take the ladder, head up and back. All done.
Well, I'm not sure how good my score is going to be there because it took me a long time. No, go down the ladder.
Good, Mike. I'm logging the results now.
Hey, Softman25. Welcome. How you doing?
Is somebody out on the course?
Darcy. He's trying to beat your time.
He is? And here I thought we were going to be such good friends.
As soon as he knew you were talking to me, Mike, he was in here in a second, in case he saw you as a challenge for my affections. It's like a cage match with you boys.
Am I? A challenge, I mean.
If you have to ask, Thornton, then there's your answer. All right, let's see here.
All right. 10 misses, 65 on time taken, 10 hits, 20 critical hits, multiple enemies, one shot. I got a 90. I'm not sure if 90 is good. I'm gonna try again.
That's pretty good. Not the best on record, but still. You can give it another run if you want. The course should be free.
I can beat my own score, no problem.
Okay, let's give it another go. If you do better on this run, your new score will overwrite the previous one.
I've unlocked the door to the tactical range on your right. Now for the shotgun. Holding the trigger steady and firing can knock down even heavily armored targets.
How did that
Good.
second shot
Next.
not hit them both?
And that's enough. For long-range encounters, the assault rifle's the key. It's accurate, powerful. Just be sure to line up your shots carefully.
Oh, that just screwed me right there. Unfortunately, you can only fire 3-round bursts with this, it seems. Like, you can't just fire a single shot, which means you're automatically going to have misses, like, every time
Watch for
you
attackers
fire.
from above. They may be out of reach, but not rifle range.
Do you even get bonus points for headshots in this?
That's it. Take the ladder, head up and back. All done.
Good, Mike. I'm logging the results now. All right, let's see here.
Oh, that's much better than last time. 140 instead of... If I hadn't had that one... It says I have a lot more misses than last time. I can do better than that.
That's one of the most impressive scores I've seen. With that in mind, You did so well. I'm wondering if you'd be up for something more challenging. A bonus round.
This course is a joke. Did you scale it down for that jackass? I could walk the rest of the way.
Jackass? Now I'm hurting.
So will Darcy. Did I mention we don't use live rounds? They still sting, though.
I'm listening.
Go in there, and if you can hit Darcy where it counts, that'd be worth a recommendation in my report. And worth some rep with Westridge. And it'd be earned.
Sure, sounds good. Any preference on weapon?
These targets are pretty easy for someone to hit. Thornton could have aced this thing blind.
Give me the gun.
Oh, and a silencer.
Let's start with the pistol again. Don't worry. We're using tranquilizer rounds, so you won't be doing any lasting harm to your targets. Besides, turnabout is fair play. They drugged you, so... Alright, you're all done. Head on back.
Shot him in the junk. Once Darcy is down, you can keep shooting him with... Oh, he disappeared. That's alright, I'll get those perks eventually anyway, because I'm going to be shooting a lot of people with pistol crits.
Alright, let's see here. Well done. Critical hit. I don't think I have to worry about Darcy coming by again.
Anything else I can do?
No, Agent Thornton. Mission accomplished. If you haven't seen Westridge yet, you may want to pay him a visit after all the training is done. You've certainly aced this exercise.
But didn't you see that he had just disappeared there? His body was definitely gone. Alright, so we got Cage Match. You completed Mina's request to one-up Darcy during your training exercises. 5% weaponry discount from Saudi vendors. Got some discounts. And we learned more about Mina. Mina was with the National Security Administration for several years before coming to Alpha Protocol. They asked her to join out of college, right after a calculus professor had told a friend in the NSA about her mathematical ability. All her reviews at the NSA bordered on above average to outstanding, but eventually she decided the work was not for her and resigned. According to records, Alpha Protocol contacted her the hour after she placed her resignation letter on her superior's desk at the NSA. Once Alpha Protocol explained their purpose and her assignment, she agreed to join the agency. 10% complete. That motherfucker right there, dude. That motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, cool. Well, we're done with training. Yay, finally. We're not going to do weapons orientation again. Or any of them again. Time to go have the long conversation with Westridge.
You don't have clearance to come in here.
Yeah.
Asshole Parker's got me checking the systems again.
What's going on over here? Alright, let's go ahead and save the last checkpoint. Just in case.
You guys must have spent a fortune on the TVs in this place.
You all done?
You tell me.
Now you're learning. I have to admit I was worried whether we'd be able to keep you here after you woke up in medical. You gave our staff a run for its money.
I can't let you train me if I don't put you through the paces too.
Fair enough. It'll be a good excuse to up the morning drills around here. Looks like you did well on the tech portion of the test. Very well. Past Darcy's bitching, there's some real compliments in here if you look at the numbers. Mina's report on your weapon skill was impressive. In fact, I think you outperformed many other guards, and it's your first day.
She's a good teacher.
She is, and she has a good eye for potential. I'll let her know your opinion. And here's a surprise, a positive evaluation from Parker. On the number side as usual, but he actually took the time to write a sentence.
He did. What was the sentence?
You may have been right about this one, Westridge. For Parker, that's high praise. Assuming you don't let us down, Mike. Looks like that's it for the physical evaluation. Now for the hard part. Tell me why you're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line of work, but you volunteered. Usually we have to ask.
I guess I'm an adrenaline junkie. And the women, of course.
I'm not sure we need a cowboy.
You need someone, or I wouldn't be here.
What makes you think you're ready? Because I tell you, we get a lot of recruits in here, and you're not convincing me.
I think I'd like to cut through this bullshit and get to the mission.
In good time. Even vets like yourself could benefit by what I'm about to tell you. Beyond the guns, tech, and sneaking around in the dark, there's one last part of this job that nobody else here quite gets.
I'm listening.
Good, because listening is a large part of it. The way you talk to people, your attitude. That's what we're going to discuss now.
Are you suggesting I have an attitude problem?
No, believe it or not, you're not here because you're a people person. You're here because your psych profile says you're skilled at manipulating others.
Was that a compliment?
You'll see. The way you project yourself definitely affects what people think of you, and your reputation with them.
So, this is a win friends and influence people lecture.
Hardly. Turning a friend into an enemy and vice versa. Well, both can have their positives. Sometimes you want to piss someone off so they can't think straight. Other times you want to build a strong rapport with someone and talk your way out of a bad situation. All depends on your objective. This goes for your handlers as well. We're going to be sending you into a lot of dangerous places, and your only backup is going to be who you're talking to on your headset. How you treat them is going to have an effect on the success of your mission.
So if I piss them off, I'm screwed?
No. A handler that likes you too much and puts emotions before the mission can be just as dangerous as one who resents you.
This is a long way of telling me that I should just act the way I want. I didn't realize this was an acting gig.
No, again, there are no bad choices, just results. Over time, folks may hear about you and your attitude before they meet you. They may have a preconceived notion of how you're going to treat them, which can affect their reaction.
Well, maybe they should take the time to know the real me.
If only. Time's something no one seems to be able to spare, especially during a conversation. Although that can be a plus.
What, like stalling for time?
The clock doesn't stop when you're speaking to someone. So if you need to get your second win before a fight, making small talk can buy you time.
But if I'm running on adrenaline, won't chatting take me off my guard?
It can. So if you need to get to the point, act instead of fight. For example, if you don't think I have any more to teach you, then you could just say, I'm done with this. I wouldn't think any less of you. You seem to have the basics down.
Well, I prefer action, but why would I be talking to them if I need to shoot them? Seems like a bullet might be the best opener.
Sometimes it is better if you shoot first. Still, approaching someone to talk to them can allow you to get the drop on them if you get close enough to strike. Use it if you have to, if the conversation isn't going your way. Assuming there's even a way you want the conversation to go.
Like if I wanted to seduce someone? I mean, not like I have trouble with that or anything.
If that's what you want to do, pay attention to the clues in your environment. Sometimes people will have advice, and intel can help. But there's another way. Read much?
Everything I can get my hands on, or download, or take from scribbled bloody confessions.
There's a host of information out there through dossiers, email, and other documents that represent total research others have collected on a target, organization, or operation.
And what does that get me, exactly?
Sometimes you'll spot obvious triggers. People who don't respond well to smartasses, like me. Others who respect loyalty, duty, a professional approach. Others who don't have time for bullshit and like it when you get to the point. But dossiers just don't contain psych information. They'll usually have combat information on your target as well. What side they favor, any past injuries, common weapons or tactics they use. Some of it blunt, some of it subtle. But if push comes to shove, it can give you an edge in combat. The more you've done your homework, the more vulnerable they'll be.
Makes sense to me. I'd rather get a firefight over with as quickly as possible.
Amen to that. Our records are complete, so use them when you have downtime.
You have dossiers on everyone here?
Yep, if you can dig them up. You might learn a few things. Sometimes reading a dossier will give you more options when dealing with others. A few facts to bring up, to shake secrets loose.
What about you?
You should already know what makes me happy, Mike, and what pisses me off.
So when can I start researching my friends and neighbors? Is there a gossip blog I can check, or...
After meeting a target or hearing their name referenced by someone else, you should have a target ID. Then hop onto the database and start doing your homework. You can usually unlock their basic information at that point. Let's start with a simple one. Al-Samad. That should be familiar to you.
The terrorist group?
Yes, you can research groups as well as people. It doesn't carry the same benefits, but it can provide useful intel in the field. Talking to people about others is a good way to help gain dossier information. Sometimes people will have information on someone that can unlock a brand new thread in your computer search.
Okay, so I've suffered through your interrogation and know how to give one if need be. Am I ready or not?
We'll see. Meet me in the command center, and I can give you a proper mission briefing.
Good, because I'm sick of this room.
Trust me, Mike. If it was up to me, you'd never see this interrogation cell again.
Oh, foreshadowing!
Recognize him?
That's Sheikh Ali Shahid, the voice of Al-Samad. They say he was responsible for shooting down that airliner in the Middle East.
Yeah, he got his hands on some prototype Halbeck technology. A missile with a multi-stage targeting system called Jacob's Ladder. That airliner was his first target.
Specs and shadiness of this whole thing aside, how did Shahid get his hands on that missile?
Missiles. He's got more. He stole them from Halbeck, and we need them back before he gets any more trigger-happy. Then we want you to kill him.
You know where he is?
No, but that'll be part of your mission in the Middle East. Find the missiles, then find him and take him out.
You don't want him taken alive?
If he cooperates, sure, bring him in. On the off chance he tries to kill you, then put a bullet in his head.
I'll put my years in charm school to use.
All right, then, pack your gear. You're heading to Saudi Arabia.
Not coming with me?
I'll be there in spirit, and on video and radio when needed, Agent.
And I just got here. Oh, well, I'm gonna miss this place.
I doubt it. I'll contact you when you reach Saudi Arabia.
Fucking Al-Shahid. Or Shahid. Oh, this screen doesn't show anything about orphans created. Because I guess this wasn't a real mission. So, this is the screen that shows you how you did. And it looks like I did pretty great because... Oh, maybe... Oh, orphan... I don't know. Maybe it shows it on that. So, I completed 23 out of 23 objectives. Earned some XP. I'm not sure why that says minus 30. Found 23 pieces of hidden loot. Acquired $22,500 in cash. After awakening in a medical facility surrounded by armed guards, Agent Thornton was put through a rigorous screening process. Agent Thornton was not notified of the test. After a brief introduction to the facility, Thornton was instructed to attend orientation on the use of gadgets, espionage, and infiltration tactics, and in basic weapon use. Bonus objective. Nina Tang reports that Agent Thornton excelled on the weapons range and has cleared him for field operations. Bonus objective. Agent Thornton apparently ran the weapons course again after his score was calculated, and due to an unspecified weapon misfire on the range, Agent Darcy was hit and injured. While able to conduct orientation, Agent Darcy is still recovering. Bonus objective. Sean Darcy reports that Thornton is fully cleared for technical operations and notes that his use of gadgets on the course was inventive. Threw grenades at him. Bonus objective. There were apparently several injuries on the gadget range due to a miscommunication in training schedules. Several guards were slated to begin the course at the same time as Agent Thornton, and as a result suffered various injuries while believing Thornton was part of the challenge. The agents are now recovering. Bonus objective. Alan Parker cited that Agent Thornton's score on the espionage course was one of the best in some time. While expressing some skepticism at Thornton's lack of experience, initial testing is proving promising. Bonus objective. Agent Thornton vanished for a short time during the espionage orientation. Thornton's whereabouts during this period are unknown, though Alan Parker claims that he noticed nothing out of the ordinary during the scheduled orientation run. And that one guard apparently didn't see anything. A psychiatric evaluation was given by Yancey Westbridge. Agent Thornton meets the psychological profile required for tracking down the missing Halbeck missiles and dispatching Sheikh Ali Shahid. New operation gained Desert Spear. My most effective weapon was my hands. I tranked 4 dudes. I electrocuted 4 dudes. I knocked out 22 dudes by hand. I sustained 104 damage. I fired 17 pistol shots with an 88% accuracy, but realized that 88% is counting the ones that it counted as misses from my chain shot. So I think my pistol accuracy was actually 100%. SMG accuracy, shotgun accuracy, assault rifle accuracy is crap because it always shoots 3 shots on a burst, and so even if you hit him in the head and kill him, like the other 2 shots go past and miss or whatever, so I don't know. Orphans created, 0. 9 alarms triggered. Total medical bills, 58,038. Fastest hack was 4.95 seconds. I did a playthrough of this game where I had 100% pistol accuracy through the entire game. But I've never tried to get 100% accuracy with the other guns. Alright. We're good to go. Moving forward.
Care to explain how Halbeck lost its missiles?
Old news. An accounting error.
The missiles. You didn't lose them, did you?
Angry, Mr. Thornton? Because of what happened in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, this like framing narrative thing they've got going on here. It's in the future.
Mike, can you read me? I'm getting lots of interference.
Lucky for me, seeing your face at this size is bad enough.
Maybe you'd better save your smart-ass comments for a time when I give a shit. Finding Shahid is your primary objective.
Like that.
Trouble is, we don't know his location, but we have 3 leads. An arms dealer, Nasri, is believed to have sold the missiles to Shahid, and he's currently operating in Saudi Arabia. If you can intercept him, maybe he can tell you where Shahid is, or guide you to the missiles.
Do we have anything else on Nasri?
Nothing more than what's in his dossier. If you can manage to make any contacts and find out more, we'd welcome it. We also tracked down the location of an airfield Shahid used in the past. If you can sneak in and plant a listening device, we may be able to track flight Shahid is using to move through Saudi Arabia.
And the 3rd lead?
We've got the coordinates of an Al-Samad detention camp, also used as a stockpile for weapons. We suspect the missiles may be stored there.
Is there any way to be sure the missiles are there?
Not at this time. The area is dug into the side of a canyon, and getting reliable satellite imagery when sandstorms aren't blowing has been almost impossible. We'll want you to go in alone, recon the area, and shut down their radar and communications. Once that's down, we can call in air support and hit the camp hard.
No pressure.
And no backup. Get used to it. It's the job. You check out your new home yet? It's got some perks you might be interested in.
Such as?
A computer with a hub connection so fast you'll feel like you're going back in time.
What, to the Stone Age? Please.
You can do dossier research, encrypted emails, and if need be, access some of the weapons dealers in the area. That'll be done on your own dime, however, using whatever funds you can find in Saudi Arabia.
My own money? Are you kidding?
We don't want you using the Alpha Protocol accounts with rival terrorists or weapons dealers that has a habit of getting back to us, and then Congress calls. There's also a weapons locker in the main living area. Open it up, help yourself, but use the ammo and armor you think suits the mission. When you're ready to head out, just use the front door, or access the missions from the main terminal. I'll have already uploaded all the mission specs to your PDA. You can review them at any time.
Alright, so is that it?
I guess
Westridge.
so.
Great. Home sweet home.
Alright, so we have reached our first safe house. There are several safe houses in the game in different parts of the world where you go to between missions and you can do all kinds of stuff. This place looks pretty nice. Yeah, I know, I've already costed taxpayers $58,000 in medical bills. And that was just at the base. At least I have some regular clothes now. Completed all of the orientation tasks offered in your training mission. 5% discount on all purchases from Saudi vendors. Alright, so lots of perks. Ah, here are my missions. I have 3 missions available. Bug the Al Samad airfield, investigate the Jazan weapon stockpile, and intercept Nasri the arms dealer. I'm gonna go for intercept Nasri the arms dealer first because that could help me out with the other ones. The order you do your missions in this game is actually really important. Things that happen in one mission will affect things in other missions. So the order you do them in, and then the decisions you make during the mission can affect subsequent missions quite a bit. Later on, the game opens up even more. Like right now, I'm just in Saudi Arabia and I can't leave Saudi Arabia. I can just do my missions here. And once I complete these missions, other missions will open up or whatever. But then after the Saudi Arabia part of the game, it opens up and you can travel to different parts of the world, and you can do missions in different parts of the world and travel back and forth between them as you see fit. So you get a lot of freedom at that point. And again, it really matters which things you do when, because if you make certain contacts, then those contacts can help you on other missions in other parts of the world even. So it's pretty interesting how that goes. Let's look at all my dossiers. Alpha Protocol... Nothing new. Al Samad, 33%. They got a couple scimitars there. And a crescent moon and a star with a globe in it. Their origin is in the Middle East, precise country unknown. Founded in 1989. Maybe. Exact date unknown. Organization. Classified terrorists by the US, Canada, the EU, Australia, Israel, and Japan. So just about everybody considers these people should be terrorists. A terrorist organization that arose in the late 1980s. Al Samad's operations have spread from the Middle East to cells throughout major European and North American cities. Though small in scale, Al Samad holds strong to its militant and extremist views, and has shown itself intent on expansion and recruitment, seeking any means necessary to achieve its goals. Their figurehead and chief financier is the Sheikh Ali Shahid, who has claimed responsibility for shooting down a civilian airliner in the Middle East with a prototype missile manufactured by Halbeck. That tells us quite a lot right there. We know that Halbeck made the missiles, we know that Al Samad shot down the plane. Halbeck Corporation. Origin in the United States, founded in 1907, so this is an old company. They're a defense contractor, so you know they're always going to be up to some evil shit. Halbeck was founded in 1907 as Stout Construction Services, a minor engineering company. The company was acquired by Robert Halbeck in 1927, who turned the company's focus to defense shortly before the Second World War. Halbeck's numerous contacts within the War Department netted the company numerous contracts to manufacture airstrips and shipyards, and provided vast funds into researching and improving a number of weapons and defensive systems. So, your typical defense contractor, profiting off of war. Westridge, he actually likes me. Rep 2 with him. Parker. Sheikh Ali Shahid. He's 45 years old. He's a Saudi. He's a businessman in the oil industry. Ali Shahid is an oil sheikh with strong ties to political figures in the Middle East and the West. He is incredibly wealthy from both his oil interests and the political favors he's been granted in exchange for access to his oil. Shahid frequently intercedes on behalf of his Western and European friends in Middle East affairs. Shahid is monitored by Interpol and numerous intelligence agencies, and is widely known as the voice of al-Samad, responsible for several anti-American broadcasts over the past several years. This is the guy that we were watching on TV earlier. Henry Leland, this smug motherfucker. This guy's with fucking Halbeck. CEO of Halbeck, in fact. 39 years old, American. Born in Newport, Rhode Island, Henry Leland's involvement in the Halbeck Corporation began immediately after he graduated college, when his close friend and mentor, Robert James Halbeck III, hired him as one of the top executives at the company. Leland's ingenuity and business strategies did not disappoint. From his hiring in 1977, Leland was able to make wise investments and use his own connections to secure numerous profitable contracts for Halbeck, speedily working his way up to the position of Chief Technology Officer. So, man, he got hired as one of the top executives right out of college. That's crazy. Fucking nepotism and shit. We know about Mina. And then Nasri. We've read about Nasri, part of this stuff about him. This is the guy we're going to be going after now. The CIA and Interpol have been aware of Nasri's activities for some time, but putting an end to his operation always comes down to the information Nasri provides by being free versus how much would be gained by incarcerating him. As one field intelligence operative put it, putting Nasri in prison would no doubt save many lives, but the intelligence we gain about terrorist groups in the region by tracking his movements and his shipments is equally valuable. Yeah, that's sort of a tough call. Do you arrest the dude? Do you kill him? Or do you use him to help your fight against terrorism? Otherwise, 16% complete. Okay. Now we can look around our safe house. We've got... Oh, there's a photo of Darcy and...
Hey, look. Darcy photoshopped her faces into a still frame of a buddy cop movie. That's, yeah.
That is pretty weird. It says best friends forever. I don't know why Darcy thinks that, he and Mike are good friends, but I don't think they really are. More rooms in the safe house. It's a nice place. Although, if you look at this bed, doesn't that look like it's just solid fucking wood with a rug laid over the top of it? That doesn't seem very comfortable. Or maybe that's just a wood frame and there's a mattress inset into it and you can't see it. I'm not sure. Can I watch TV? I can.
In Washington today, Senator Patrick Darcy unveiled new legislation aimed at cleaning up the federal government by greatly restricting lobbyists' access to legislators.
The bill, called the People Over Rich Corporations Act, or PORC Act, would prohibit lobbyists from contributing to election campaigns and require anyone affiliated with a corporation to stay 500 feet or more away from any member of the legislative branch.
Opponents of the bill have labeled it a draconian offense against free speech and so laughably unenforceable as to render it a farce. Senator Darcy had no comment for INN News.
That sounds like a good bill. I'd go for that.
Conflict arises in Asia, legislation being discussed on Capitol Hill would assist with relocation costs for operations based in countries considered hostile to the United States. Detractors in both parties have attacked the bill as a massive bailout for companies that have outsourced American jobs. China and India are the largest destinations for offshore operations, with everything from manufacturing to software development being produced overseas for American businesses. Tensions continue to rise in the Far East as Taiwanese President Ronald Sung's independence rally approaches. The controversial politician has the Chinese government worried that he will formally declare independence, an action that would almost certainly lead to war.
High-level White House sources have told INN News that, should China attempt to forcibly block a Taiwanese move for independence, the U.S. Navy will take, quote, any and all measures to prevent Chinese aggression.
Meanwhile, the president, on a goodwill tour of Africa, issued a statement urging all parties to remain calm and rational.
These news stories are relevant to the plotline of the game.
In Washington today, Senator Patrick Darcy unveiled new legislation aimed at
Alright, it's
cleaning up
starting
the
to
federal
repeat
government
itself.
by greatly...
But as you go through the game and do more missions and go to different safe houses and advance the story, there's lots of new news things on the TV that you can watch. And sometimes they reveal more context for what's going on in the game. Look at this. Imagine having a giant ass fountain in your house. Like, that's just badass. And you can find stuff in your safe houses as you do missions too, based on what you did. That's a pretty cool mirror. I got some fancy shit. So here I can re-customize myself if I wish. You know, if I want to do the Saudi thing. You notice that the camo hats are the right kind of camo for the part of the world you're in, which is pretty cool. If I go with a hat like this, I'm in Saudi Arabia, so some shades are probably a good idea. But those kind of look dumb. Well, it looks a little bit silly with you know, these clothes. Alright, what else we got going on in here? This is your main computer. You can do a lot of stuff from your main computer, which we will in a minute. Then I got a big dining room. Shooting range plaque.
Mina wrote, "Way to score." I think she custom framed it just for me. How nice.
See, I think you don't get that if you don't do the exceptional thing at the shooting range.
There's a note from Parker here. "The agency made me give this to you." What a guy.
Same thing. I don't think you get that unless you...
Agent Darcy sent me this for acing the training course. He misspelled my name. Thornton.
Oh, look, it does say Thornton on there. And the other ones say Thorton, because that's actually how you pronounce it. Alright, here's the weapon locker, and we're back in the room with the TV. I like this safe house. All the safe houses are actually pretty fucking rad. Beautiful. See, that hat looks less stupid when you're wearing the armor with the desert camo. However, this armor makes so much noise. Ooh, look at all the options I have. Yay! Night operations armor. SWAT utility armor. Casual attire. If I wear casual attire, I lose 25 endurance and an upgrade slot, but I gain 3 sound dampening. And I look like this, which seems like at least you would think my casual attire would have like proper deserty colors or something. If I wear the SWAT utility armor, I get 25 endurance, 3 sound dampening, 2 upgrade slots, and more inventory space. And it looks like this. That armor is kind of weird looking with this business here. Like scales or something. The Interceptor body armor is just the normal armor. The Night Operations armor has less endurance, but it has more sound dampening. But this is the armor I'm going to wear, the Night Operations armor. Oh, I need to look at weapons too. So, armor mods, I don't have any yet. I'd have to buy them or find them. So my first weapon, I've got three weapons to choose from: an assault rifle, a pistol, and I think this is a yeah, it's a shotgun. So we're going pistol for my main weapon. I can put a silencer on it, which I will, absolutely. Reduces damage, but that's fine. And I don't have any other mods. But I like that you can start out with a silencer for your pistol from the very first mission. That's actually really nice. Doesn't really matter what I use for my secondary weapon, because I'm not really going to be using it. But my secondary weapon, I've got my choice of a submachine gun, shotgun, or assault rifle. I'll take the shotgun. Armor. And then you load out your loadout of gadgets. So I've got 4 gadget slots. Gadget 1, here's the things I can put in there. A sound generator. It projects innocuous sounds that distract enemies. A tool for deception and harassment. Sound generator is a directed sonic projector capable of bouncing a coherent sound off any surface at short or medium range. Programmed to broadcast innocuous sounds, the sound generator's compact size and design allow point-and-shoot operation with an effectively limitless battery life. I love the sound generator. Distracting enemies is good. Should I be reading all this stuff? I should be reading all this stuff. The descriptions. Night Operations armor. While most armor is made to identify its wearer, this suit of custom body armor aims to provide protection while providing concealment and range of motion. Providing protection on par with civilian legal ballistic clothing, the Night Operations armor system mutes the wearer's clanking gear and footfalls. Whereas if you get the SWAT armor, the utility armor, balancing protection with modularity, this armor system employs multiple bandoliers and pockets for the safe storage of ammunition, ordnance, scaling gear, or other trappings used by military and law enforcement agents. So if you wear this, you can actually carry an additional gadget with you. And what does it say about casual attire? This ensemble consists of a nice shirt and comfortable slacks. Standard office cubicle casual. Civilian clothes are quiet and unassuming, but lack the protection of proper armor. I would wear casual attire just to have the sneakiest stealth, but I can't deal with these colors for Saudi Arabia. Like, it's not deserty enough looking. Doesn't go with my deserty hat. So I actually like the look of the standard armor the best, but I gotta go night operations armor for the sound dampening. Are we gonna read about the guns? Of course we are. Welcome back, Saito. How's it going? I did finish the tutorial, all the parts of it. I did the bonus thing for the everything, for the 2 other types of orientation. I did it all. I got lots of dossiers. I just read them all. I just watched the TV news. I just arrived at my safe house in Saudi Arabia. So now I'm doing things you can do with the safe house. Holy shit, am I really gonna read? These guns have like a goddamn book written about them. Well, let's read about my 50 cal pistol. So that's like a Desert Eagle. 50 caliber is a beefy fucking pistol. Versatile and precise, the pistol is an accurate weapon at virtually any range, even when on the move. You missed me shooting Darcy in the nuts. Of course, you don't know who Darcy is, but he's a douchey guy. Oh my god, it was amazing. On the grenade course, I was supposed to be throwing grenades at these targets, and Darcy was up above in a room watching, and there was glass, and I threw a concussion grenade up through the glass and blew him up with it, and he was like screaming and stuff. It was amazing. I didn't even know you could do that until this time. No, they have 50 cal Desert Eagles also. I know they do. The pistol is capable of accepting a silencer attachment, making it invaluable for stealthy approaches. Nationalized during the Soviet era, Ural Kombinat is now back in private hands and is selling their weapons to mercenaries and small governments around the world. The UC weapon is built for stopping power and intimidation. Accuracy, ease of use, and possible wrist injury from recoil are of no concern to the Kombinat's engineers. Their inaccurate designs make their weapons useless to law enforcement agencies and highly desirable to shooters who aren't as concerned with stray bullets killing innocents. So it's inaccurate is what I'm getting out of this. Then I've got my assault rifle. I hate assault rifles in this game. The assault rifle is the ideal weapon for long-range precision. Firing 3-round bursts and delivering substantial damage, the rifle's primary drawback is its loss of accuracy when fired on the move or from the hip. Rittergruppen GmbH broke into the firearms business with target shooting pistols and rifles. In recent years, they've taken their shoot once, shoot true philosophy to a larger line of small firearms. A Rittergruppen weapon is compact, its clip size stunted, its weight insufficient to counter its own recoil. So in other words, this is a shitty-ass gun, is what it's trying to tell you. But its steady grip and accurate firing action is without peer. And then the Samael PMG, and fucking submachine guns are terrible. When it comes to fully automatic ballistic mayhem, except nothing less. Used in pairs, the submachine guns offer a stream of bullets that generates recoil and injury in equal doses. Accurate only in short bursts, the SMG is ideal at short and medium range versus multiple targets. Israeli weapon design firm Samael made its start with concealable small caliber pistols and has branched out into a wide range of military-grade firearms. Samael weapons are designed for soldiers and mercenaries that expect to be outnumbered. Well, then it's not all terrible. Shotguns are okay. They're not necessarily all terrible. I mean, you can finish the game with them, but they're not nearly as good. Pistols are amazu. Other weapons feature higher than normal ammo capacity. The large clip philosophy, I think you mean magazine, doesn't just add staying power, it also adds as an effective counterbalance, providing stability and recoil control. So I'm not going to use... I'm using the pistol as my main, okay, obviously, and I've equipped a silencer on the pistol. Silencers muffle the sound of a pistol's internal combustion and lower a bullet's velocity to sub-Mach speeds. This renders the weapon virtually impossible to hear at medium and long ranges. While a silencer enables quiet takedowns at range, the reduction in barrel velocity weakens the impact of each bullet, making the silencer a liability in a prolonged firefight. So it does less damage, but that's okay. When you're critting somebody in the head, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to use this shotgun, my secondary, but I'll probably never ever use my secondary weapon. The UC 70.73 gauge. The final word in non-negotiable brutality. The shotgun packs a deadly punch at close range, but becomes effectively useless at long range as the cloud of projectiles that it fires spread thin. Aside from its short range, the shotgun has a slow rate of fire and hefty recoil, but its damage and stability when firing on the move make it invaluable in room-to-room combat. Nationalized during the Soviet era, Ural Combinat is now back in private hands and is selling their weapons to mercenaries and small governments around the world. The UC weapon is built for stopping power and intimidation. Accuracy, ease of use, and possible wrist injury from recoil are of no concern to the Combinat's engineers. Okay. Their inaccurate designs make their weapons useless to law enforcement agencies and highly desirable to shooters who aren't as concerned with stray bullets killing innocents. So, probably never ever going to use that, but I think there's a type of ammo you can get. Am I wrong in that there is a non-lethal ammo you can get for shotguns? I can't remember. Got my armor. I've updated my appearance for Saudi Arabia with a special hat and glasses. Now, what gadgets am I going to take? You think Anonymous is on the board of Ural Combinat? Probably so. I don't know who Dahlia Gillespie is, Saito. So, let's talk about my gadgets. I'm going to take the sound generator for sure, because I love the sound generator. We already read about that. Also, the number of these slots you can get and the number of things you can put in each slot are based on skills that you get, perks that you get, and what you're equipping as far as armor and stuff like that. Radio Mimic is good. Combination radio transmitter and voice distortion device used to send false signals. The Radio Mimic allows the user to call off an active alarm by sending a deceptive all clear message. Limited battery power and the potential to be traced allow a Mimic device to be used only once. I don't think I want explosive grenades. Maybe we'll get a Radio Mimic for that. And then Gadget 3. Delivering a powerful concussive blast. This hand grenade is modified from the standard infantryman's grenade with an adhesive surface and a simple proximity sensor, making it useful as both a thrown weapon and a placed trap. But I think those are lethal. It says concussive, but I think it's lethal. Incendiary bomb. This modified grenade uses a small explosive charge to ignite a pressurized body of flammable liquid, dousing an area and any targets within in intense flames and thick smoke that will block sight. Featuring an adhesive surface, it can be used as a... yeah, all the grenades and stuff can be placed on surfaces as mines or... The EMP charge is good, though. Delivering a powerful spike of multi-spectrum interference, the EMP charge will temporarily disable cameras, automated turrets, alarm systems, and other technological systems. When used with the interference skill, an EMP charge can be tuned to selectively disable electronic components. This allows a trained agent to use an EMP to short-circuit the alarm leads on a tumbler lock and then kick the door open, or wipe the security programs off a computer while leaving storage drives intact for the taking. So EMP charges are super good. And then first aid kits would be my last thing. Alongside bandages and rolls of gauze, this compact kit contains an auto-injector of synthetic platelets and painkillers. This is all sounding legit, right, Saito? Invaluable when there's no time for a trip to the hospital. This medical marvel can keep an agent alive and kicking despite serious injury. No, Alpha Protocol is number 2. This is my second favorite game of all time. Synthetic platelets, yes! Multiple doses in a short span of time are potentially fatal, so an agent is strongly advised to allow the body time to metabolize the blood-clotting agents before injecting subsequent doses. Seems legit. Seems completely scientific. Alright. So that's it for my weapon locker. This is my safe house, Saito. I've got TV. You can watch the news.
Considered hostile to the United States. Detractors in both parties.
But I've already watched all the news stories that are available right now. This is literally just a room that's here for the hell of it. It's a bedroom. There's art. Look at this giant cool fountain that I have here. I like this place. And you get to do the goofy run around in your safe house. You can even kick some ass in your safe house. Not as bad as the Plague and the Division. You can come in here and re-customize yourself, which I've already done. How do I feel about my facial hair? Maybe I need more of a beard if I'm going to be in Saudi Arabia. Not that much of a beard, though. I think we'll go groomed beard. I think with the darker skin, the hat and glasses, and the groomed beard, I kind of look like I could be of indeterminate ethnicity, maybe? And then, the ultimate computer system, and that's what we're gonna mess with next. I've got all kinds of stuff on the walls that I don't understand. Maps of the region. So basically, Sato, my character was sent here to Saudi Arabia with the ultimate goal of retrieving the stolen missiles from Halbech, or we don't know if they're stolen or not, but somehow Al-Samad, the terrorist organization, got a hold of this shipment of experimental missiles. So we need to find those missiles and get them back, and I need to kill Sheikh Ali Shahid, who is the public face and sort of leader of Al-Samad. But I can't do either of those things yet. I have to do my other missions in order to find the intel I need and you know, make it all possible. So right now I've got 3 missions I can do in whichever order I want. And as I was explaining earlier, the order that you do missions is actually really important. I mean, if you do things in a different order in different playthroughs, you'll see different stuff, because things that happen in one mission will affect other missions, sometimes in pretty big ways. And so, especially once you get to the later part of the game, when you're out of Saudi Arabia and you can travel back and forth between multiple places in the world and do multiple different missions in different places in the world, and they can affect each other. And so it's pretty cool that if you play it again, you can just do stuff in a different order and see new stuff happening. Like whether or not you've met certain characters, they might show up in other missions. If you haven't met them before, then they might not show up. Or if you meet them in a mission, they might be your enemy unless you met them before somewhere else and made friends with them. Or, you know, you can get help and stuff with things. depending on what you've already done. So it's pretty cool. I don't think there is an ideal sequence. It depends on what you're trying to do, I guess. But even so, I don't think there's an ideal sequence. There might be some kind of walkthroughs out there on the internet that describe sequences that would be best for certain things, but no, the missions don't really give you any hints other than this is what the mission is. You don't know what's going to happen on the mission. I mean, obviously I played this so I know what's going to happen to a certain extent within the realm of my bad memory. Last Game of Thrones was super good. Now to wait till 2019. Okay. Well, so I've got three different missions I can go on. And then as you do missions, new ones open up and stuff. This is Operation Desert Spear. This is the only part of the world I can be right now. But later on, I'll be able to travel between multiple places in the world, each with their own separate sets of missions, which is pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to mess with the computer now. We're going to do email and shopping and that kind of stuff that you can do at your big computer. And that's going to be on our next episode. If you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere because I'm not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, this episode is now over. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Alpha Protocol.